From being able to shoot webs from the hands to being able to shoot optic blasts from the eyes, people with body mutations are often portrayed as very rare in movies. However, unlike in the movies, in the real world, a human with a body mutation doesn't automatically get superpowers after a mutation. However, there are a lot of surprisingly common human body mutations you might already have without even knowing it. The last one will blow your mind. You never know. You might even be a mutant with several special abilities. Stick till the end to find out. Before we proceed, it is very important that we understand what a mutation is. A gene mutation is a permanent alteration in the DNA sequence that makes up a gene and differs for most people. Evolution just wouldn't be possible without the endless possibilities our DNA offers or the mutations springing up now and again to bestow new attributes on living things. Mutations are caused by environmental factors known as mutagens, which has various types, which includes radiation, chemicals, and infectious agents. Mutations may be spontaneous in nature. Forget X-ray vision or superhuman strength. The real superpower you might possess involves a much more mundane, yet delightful substance: milk. That's right, folks, your ability to enjoy a frosty glass of chocolate milk or a plate of gooey mac and cheese boils down to a glorious genetic glitch and mutation. So if you're able to drink milk without any stomach problems, then it's safe to say you're a mutant. I know you've definitely wondered why some people can chug down a gallon of milk with zero problems while others turn into human cheese fountains. It's all thanks to a mutation in the lactase gene. This mutation allows us to keep digesting lactose, the sugar in milk, even after we're weaned as babies. This is because in most mammals, including baby humans, our bodies naturally produce an enzyme called lactase. Lactase breaks down lactose, the sugar found in milk. But after infancy, most humans stop producing lactase. This is the natural state. Picture it as the default setting. Basically, it's the adult milk drinker superpower. It's a superpower that lets you enjoy dairy delights without the digestive distress. Though just because you have the mutation doesn't mean you should chug a gallon a day. Maybe stick to a glass or two, your stomach will thank you. So next time you reach for that cheese or sip on some creamy goodness, remember, you're not just enjoying a delicious snack, you're celebrating a cool quirk of human evolution. Do you remember Eitri from Avengers Infinity War? Though he isn't described as a mutant in the movies, however, there are over 600,000 humans like him around the globe. Just like the 7 dwarfs in Snow White, their condition is called dwarfism, which is a condition resulting in shorter than average stature, which is all thanks to a tiny twist in the human blueprint. Now, before you imagine X-Men style transformations, this mutation isn't some dramatic overhaul. It's more like a typo in a vast instruction manual, your DNA. Dwarfism isn't a single story. Over 200 types exist, each with its own unique genetic cause. Some mutations are inherited, passed down from parents, while others are spontaneous glitches during development. But here's the surprising part: dwarfism doesn't affect intelligence or lifespan. It's important to remember that dwarfism isn't a monolith. People with dwarfism come from all walks of life, achieve incredible things, and have just as much potential as anyone else. So the next time you meet someone with dwarfism, remember they're not just short, they're tiny titans. They're living proof of the wonderful diversity of the human body and the power of overcoming challenges. Have you ever encountered someone with hair as white as snow and skin that shimmers like moonlight? That, my friends, is the captivating world of albinism. But before you cast them as vampires or mythical creatures, although that would be pretty cool, here's the science behind this striking genetic mutation. Imagine melanin as the coloring pin of our bodies. It's the pigment responsible for our skin, hair, and eye color. Now, picture a tiny gremlin sneaking into the factory and messing with the ink cartridges. That's kind of what happens in albinism. Albinism is a result of mutations in genes that control melanin production. These mutations can be inherited from parents, like getting a surprise pair of funky sunglasses in your genetic inheritance package. There are actually different types of albinism, depending on which gene gets the typo. Some people might have very fair skin and hair, while others may have primarily eye issues. Now here's the important part: mutations aren't always villains in the story of our genes. Albinism is a unique variation, not a disease. Sure, it can come with some challenges like sun sensitivity, but it also holds a special beauty. So next time you meet someone with albinism, don't be afraid to ask questions politely, of course. Remember, they're not fragile creatures, but fascinating examples of how a single mutation can create something truly special. Have you ever shaken someone's hand and felt like you were holding a popsicle that had just gotten a bad case of the jitters? Or maybe you leave a trail of dampness wherever you go, like a human-shaped leaky faucet. No, you haven't unearthed some hidden superpower to quench your date's thirst. You've simply succumbed to the glorious mutation called primary focal hyperhidrosis. If you have this condition, yes, my friend, you are a mutant. Not the kind that leaps tall buildings in a single bound, but the kind whose internal thermostat is set to broil and whose sweat glands operate with the enthusiasm of a runaway fire hose. Primary focal hyperhidrosis is a chronic skin condition caused by a genetic change mutation. You can inherit it from your biological family. This is the most common type of hyperhidrosis. It usually affects your armpits, hands, feet, and face. Sweating is a good thing, in theory. Keeps you cool, regulates temperature, all that jazz. But for the hyperhidrosis heroes, it's like their internal thermostat is set to sauna. A brisk walk to the mailbox, full body monsoon. Handshakes, more like high fives with a puddle. The culprit behind this aquatic extravaganza is a mischievous little mutation in our genes. Imagine your DNA as the instruction manual for building your body. Well, in our case, there's a typo in the chapter on sweat production. This typo throws a wrench into the whole system, sending mixed signals that tell our sweat glands to party 24/7. Hands, feet, armpits, and sometimes even the face, these are the prime targets for hyperhidrosis. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Yes, that is a hitchhiker's thumb, and it's a common human body mutation. The hitchhiker's thumb is a seemingly innocuous quirk that allows the thumb to hyperextend beyond the usual range. Often dismissed as a party trick, this trait might hold the key to unlocking superhuman abilities, as explored in the world of comic book superheroes. At its core, the hitchhiker's thumb is a genetic mutation. Specific genes influence the development of connective tissues in the thumb joint, leading to increased flexibility. This mutation is benign, present in around 20% of the population. However, the realm of comic books allows us to reimagine this variation as a source of extraordinary power. Hitchhiker's thumb, also known as distal hyperextensibility of the thumb, is a genetic trait that causes the thumb to bend backward past a 90-degree angle, resembling the classic pose of a hitchhiker sticking out their thumb for a ride. Despite being a genetic variation, the hitchhiker's thumb isn't necessarily detrimental. In most cases, it has no impact on hand function or overall health. Mutations tend to be like typos in the instruction manual of life, sometimes causing glitches and weird effects. Dimples, on the other hand, are more like fancy font choices. They don't mess with how your body works, they just make you look a bit cuter. So step aside, X-Men. There's a new kind of mutant lurking among us, the dimpled dynasty. Yes, those adorable little cheek indentations that appear when someone smiles might just be a sign of hidden superpowers. Don't scoff even Captain America, the pinnacle of human potential, and Supergirl, the Kryptonian powerhouse, share this seemingly harmless genetic anomaly. So why the mutant label? Well, dimples are a deviation from the smooth, evenly keeled cheeks most people possess. The dimple power extends beyond aesthetics. Studies not of the most rigorous scientific variety admittedly have shown that people with dimples are perceived as more trustworthy, friendly, and approachable. A dimple is an anomaly of the muscle that causes a dent in the cheek, especially when the individual smiles. Some people have dimples in both cheeks, others in just one cheek. Babies are likely to have dimples caused by baby fat in their cheeks. When they lose their baby fat as they get older, their dimples disappear. Other children do not have them at birth but may develop them later in childhood. In some people, dimples last only until adolescence or young adulthood, while in others they are a lifetime trait. This mutation causes the zygomatic major, which is responsible for smiling, which is connected to the lips, and when it contracts, it swings the lips up for a smile. For people with dimples, instead of the zygomatic major staying as one continuous muscle, it splits into two spots. This muscle splitting causes a larger gap where it splits. So when you smile, it pulls the skin and underlying connective tissue in a little bit deeper than normal, creating that cute little indentation. So for those of you that have dimples, you're basically an X-Man with the power of cuteness, and you should be proud of it.
Cute. Very cute.
Thanks for sticking till the end. Don't forget to like and leave a comment below about your very own mutant ability. Also subscribe and ring the notification bell so you won't miss interesting videos like this. Don't forget to share with your friends so they can also feel special. Bye for now.